headlines. I like to do that. Kind of sets us up for the week, right? And so today, sunny. I know it's been a struggle in Dickinson, but we finally have some sun making an appearance. Cooler though. Middle of the week, minor precip chances when we introduce the winds. Today, already seeing some gusts maybe around 20 miles per hour in the southwest, and I think we're going to beef that up a little bit, especially once we go to our Wednesday, 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and still maybe a little stronger for Thursday. But then later this week, hello to temperatures. I'm talking about daytime highs, 10 to 15, possibly even 20 degrees above where we should be. So yes, we have a chance of hitting 70 degrees once we get closer towards our weekend. But for now, we have a high that's leading to the cooler air. That low pressure system over by Great Falls into Canada, Saskatchewan and stuff, and Alberta, well, that's going to be bringing us not only a little wind today, but our next chance of precip as we go later on into our week. So today it's just cooler, 30s in the east. We go to the 50s in the west. So in the middle of the state, 40s, right? And there are those winds out of the southeast, but there's nothing but sunshine. We go into the 20s tonight, still not too many clouds. We'll take it, although we are starting to build some cloud cover now in the west because of that approaching low pressure system. And so as we just swing it to Tuesday evening, we know our highs are going to be in the 50s, but here comes those precip chances. They're going to stay quite minimal, and most of us are going to stay dry. But hey, that's still the best chance we have in a matter of 6 days. 30s we go for our Wednesday morning, and then that low still spews in. And so that's still that wraparound that we're going to see of additional rain showers, but again, not too much. From there on out, it's going to stay in the 50s and 60s. I will say we're only going to see a couple 1/100th of an inch of precip, and that is it. Maybe locally heavier pockets, though, maybe a 1/10 to maybe even 1/4 of an inch. And the first 7 days of April have been phenomenal for moisture. The capital city, just over 1/2 inch of precip. That's above the departure of 1/4 of an inch. Even Jamestown, 88/100ths of an inch. That's above where we should be by 2/3. So awesome to see that. However, when we break out the seasonal drought outlook, between really April 1st through June 30th, we're favored to stay in that drought, unfortunately. And data will get collected on Tuesday at 8 a.m. and then issued for us on Thursday at 8 a.m. So hopefully all of last week's moisture accounts for that a little bit, because that ground is warming up, and it really will start to warm up as we go into our weekend. That's where we're going to see those chances into the 70s. So what we need to know is today, cooler in the east, warmer in the west. Minor precip chances as we go into our Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, warmer near 70 degrees. Sunday, I think, is going to bring it to our next precip chance. That one, Krista, I think is going to have the best chance out of all of those chances. So I think we're going to have to up the ante on that percentage, but you know what? We'll take what we can get still. I think we keep saying that over and over and over again, but we mean it.
Absolutely. For the last 2-3 weeks, we've been saying 20% chance, 30% chance, but if we can get a little bit each time, maybe it'll add up.
Yeah, let's hope it does to a good amount too.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Heidi.